Let me just. I hate it when see, it's one of these tiny little things. Sometimes I have to put on 2 pairs of glasses to see the tiny little things you have to follow. So this was after probably a football game or something, where there were parties, and so we'd been drinking, and it was, who was I with? Jerry? Well, it would have been.
I thought it was McCluskey, but it could have been Jerry, because you were always with Jerry.
But who? But I can't see. Well, yeah, it could have been. But I was the driver. That was the problem. Okay, so I probably was with all these other guys, and anyway, we were just driving along around Willow Glen, but speeding, of course. And I was coming down that, not Cottle, but one major.
Jerry?
No, coming the other way. Just a block off of Minnesota.
Pine? Willow Glen Way? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't make it. Anyway, where there's a long strip with no intersecting roads is what it is. You go all from Pine to Minnesota, and it's a road that comes through them. It's about 3 blocks long, 3 or 4 blocks long. And I'd been speeding around Willow Glen before, because the cop was probably following me. But then on that long stretch, it's like 3 or 4 blocks long, I just floored it, and we were probably going...
Hicks.
It could be. We were probably going, it's not Hicks though, 60 or 70 miles an hour, something. You could
That's a residential area.
In a residential area. But it was past midnight. I mean, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. So, so that's when the siren came on and pulled over. The reason I don't remember anything with Jerry or Bill is that they were let go. I mean, basically, they were drunk, but I think maybe in those days they just would have put them in the cop car and taken them home because they weren't driving.
Right.
But I was driving a motor vehicle, which was a big thing, and drunk. So it was a DUI basically, except I was only 16 or 17 probably. Yeah. So they didn't.
But they arrested you. Or at least they took you downtown.
They booked me, yeah. I didn't actually get booked. I didn't get arrested. They took me to juvenile home. And I was put in there for the night to dry out, basically. And it was more or less a scare thing. And they made the call, because they had to, a child. And Dickie just said, I'm going back to bed. I'll get him tomorrow sometime. But he didn't want to come pick me up. So I basically...
Oh, Peter, were you scared?
It was...
Were you with other kids?
Yes, yeah. You're just in like a dormitory room, so there's like 6 or 8 of us. But they're all more, reprobate type people. And so, but they're all kids too, so they're not that problematic. And everybody, well, at least me, I felt, I can't remember if I threw up or not, possibly, probably. But I felt terrible. I mean, it's hungover, so it just felt miserable. And just hanging around talking to a bunch of other kids that are goofed up and doing something. And so just hanging around in the morning was sort of punishment. Anyway, eventually, I had to.
Well, what did he do when he came to get you? Did he punish you?
That was probably one of the belt episodes. It could well have been. It could have well have been the last one, even at 16. So, because apparently you're giving me corroboration that 16 is no magical age that stopped him. So it could well be. I don't remember any additional, and I don't really remember if that followed if that was true at that time, but it could have been. It certainly would have warranted it, and I don't know that he had to do something, because otherwise it was...
Did he take the car away?
I'm sure that was part of it too. This would have been the convertible probably, right? Yes. So he would have only done it for a short time. What's he going to do with it other than that? So
Do you remember if Mother spoke to you about anything?
these aren't the kind of things that, you know how memories work. You remember the glorious times when, you know, you did this or did that, but you don't really remember the nasty times when you had your tail between your legs and spent the night in juvenile hall.
I'm bringing up all the bad things. Well, do you remember Mother and Dickie fighting?
Sure.
Now, see, that's another thing I don't remember. When Dickie would get mad, he wouldn't speak. That's one of the things that drove Mother crazy, she told me.
Well, that's true of all men.
He'd give her
Men and
the
women
old
do.
cold shoulder kind of thing.
It's not the cold shoulder. It's just that they basically turn off emotionally, and